mean to tell me you made up this whole cross-dressing Christian cult crap just so you can sleep with men?
Derek Dixon, an actor from Tyler Perry's shows The Oval and Ruthless, recently sued Tyler Perry for sexual assault, sexual harassment, and retaliation. He's seeking $260 million in damages because he alleges that he was working at a party that Tyler Perry was attended, and when Tyler Perry met him, he found out he was an aspiring actor and hired him to play in The Oval and Ruthless, promised to produce a pilot for him in addition to other career opportunities, but that what instead followed was wild-ass sexual harassment. Before I get to talking about the specific allegations, I feel obligated to establish two things up front. Number one, Tyler Perry is not being sued for being gay, being bi, being freaky, sleeping with men, or any of the other ways that like to obfuscate from sexual misconduct allegations by shifting the focus to homosexuality. Whether Tyler Perry likes men is not the issue here. Whether Tyler Perry uses his power to sexually harass, coerce, and exploit others is the issue. Stay on topic. Whenever a man is on trial for sexual abuse against other men, those eager to defend their abuse reframe the issue as though they're being put on trial for being gay or being too freaky when the issue is abuse. Sexual predators like Boozy couldn't wait to make it seem like Diddy's on trial for liking freak-offs and baby oil when in fact this was charged with a RICO for criminal conduct. Y'all are not gonna get that shit off here, so we gonna stay on topic. The allegations are about sexual harassment, sexual assault, and retaliation against his employee. Number two, while I do think that many criticisms people have of Tyler Perry are not without merit, and I have my own separate critiques of his work that aren't relevant to this video, so I'll discuss them another time, I am overall a Tyler Perry fan, and I not only enjoy Tyler Perry's work, I pay for it in the year of our Lord. It's so interesting when you like really like a like, you know what I mean? But like you see it.
No, it's the fact that you're like listing these actors and actresses. I'm like, girl, who are these people?
I told you. And that's what I said. When I realized that, I said, allow me. You are obviously his biggest fan. You faithfully, financially support Tyler Perry. So who are you to sit up there and talk bad about him with all these cultured critics? No, you're not them. I pay for BET Plus to watch Bruh.
You're not serious.
You didn't even hear that show, but I pay for BET Plus to watch it. So I'm like, who am I to talk about Tyler Perry? So I said it to say, I love Tyler Perry. I say all of that to say, I truly take no joy in kicking Tyler Perry's back in. I genuinely hate that it's him we have to talk about. I saw the lawsuit drop and I said, not you. Not you. Nevertheless, I would be lying if I acted like this lawsuit is some far-fetched shit that I could not believe, or that I didn't already low-key believe that Tyler Perry hires young men he's attracted to who have absolutely no acting talent or qualifications in exchange for some kind of quid pro quo from them. I have been thought that. I am a bitch who watches all Tyler Perry shows, okay? Trust me, I've been thought that. I love Tyler Perry, but I also have a brain. So I'm like, I know just to not point, if you know, I could point, there's at least 4 the cast of sisters right now that I've been saying for 40 days and 40 nights that Tyler Perry hired them little boys in exchange for something because he want them. When I saw the lawsuit, I said, this is one of those times where I'm just no better than a regular conspiracy theorist. I'm so sorry. Like, my common sense tells me that this is true.
It's just like, it's obviously true with Tyler. Like, it's just always been a whisper in the same way that it's been a whisper with P. Diddy and R. Kelly and all these other folks.
But please note that I have no desire to vilify Tyler Perry or turn him into some kind of one-dimensional monster that I want us to discard. I am a genuine Tyler Perry consumer. But what I do think is necessary is that we critically analyze things and that we don't bury our head in the sand just because someone's our fave. People can do good things, be good people to some people, and still do bad things or be bad to others. We have to make space for the idea that Tyler Perry can be someone who has employed a shit ton of Black people, contributed positively to the culture, and he can also be someone who's abused his power. Multiple things can be true at the same time.
All of this is happening with Tyler Perry, but he is directly shielded and protected by his audience, which is made up in a large majority of the Black church, by folks who are committed and have a long history of protecting predators and abusers and harm doers in a way that is never actually able to be critiqued because the institution is so powerful that it allows for those types of folks to be protected. I mean, all the way up to T.D. Jakes, who Tyler Perry is great friends with, right? Like, when I hear about these things, I'm like, oh yeah, of course he did it. Like, it's Tyler Perry. Like, that's been an open secret for decades at this point. But I love Bam Bam, and I love a lot of the characters from his plays.
I love Bam.
So I live for them. But like, yeah.
On the early reporting of this lawsuit, the majority of the comments I saw were from people doing the usual dismissive tactics they do when a man gets sued for sexual assault, using the fact that they're suing civilly instead of pursuing criminal charges as a way to diminish their credibility by saying all they want is money, when in fact, victims deserve to be compensated for the abusive experience, and those same people criticizing them for suing civilly would be talking even more shit if they were trying to put a black man in jail, so you can miss me with the bullshit. There's also the added element of Derek Dixon being white that allows folks who wouldn't be any more open to believing him, any more sympathetic, or any more open to giving any more of a if he were black, the ability to insist that the reason we should extra ignore him is because he's white, and that this is just a white person trying to tear a powerful black man down. It's honestly especially disingenuous to see the majority of people so quickly dismiss these allegations as though this is the first time Tyler Perry's been accused of something like this. Y'all don't remember Christian Keys? In December 2023, a day after Cassie sued Diddy, Christian Keys, an actor most known for his roles in Tyler Perry productions, got on Instagram Live and told us that Cassie's lawsuit had given him the strength to finally speak up. And he spent more than an hour describing how a black Hollywood giant we all knew not only routinely sexually harassed him for years, but that he did this to other young men in the industry who he kept on a payroll.
He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. Clearly, that's why it was to him that it was okay to say these things. And I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with y'all about that.
He also made clear that he had evidence of this sexual harassment, including audio recordings.
So my brother hit me. He was a little concerned about safety when dealing with powerful people. The good news is several family members and my attorney have the proof, the description, the breakdown, the audio, the names of the people, all of that. So if anything happens, then anything happens to me, that information will come out.
Although Christian Keys did not outright name Tyler Perry, there was almost a universal consensus that he was talking about Tyler Perry.
When I hear about these things, I'm like, oh yeah, of course he did it. Like, it's Tyler Perry. Like, that's been an open secret for decades at this point.
To Deshaun's point about this being an open secret that this is how Tyler Perry gives it up. Remember the Boondocks episode about Tyler Perry that everybody loves to laugh at?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jerome would like to see you.
He would?
You won't be needing that shirt.
Ooh, he want him.
Jesus told me in my next play, Marduk should find herself a man. So I've decided to call this play, Marduk's Finds Herself a Man. Do you think you're man enough for Marduk's, Robert?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Try this line. Marduk's, you are a strong, intelligent black woman who will make me a better man.
My deuce.
Wait. Something's off. Lotion!
What flavor you want, man? I got tropical peach, sunrise orange, minty mango, and apricot. Or I can just take two flavors and swirl them together. Just tell me which ones you like. You want me to pick one for you?
Okay.
Minty mango it is.
Robert, again.
My deuce.
That's it!
I'm gonna be in a movie. Oh.
That's right, Bob. And I only have one request. Look, man, all bullshit aside, can I please just have some ass?
Okay. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you made up this whole cross-dressing Christian cult crap just so you can sleep with men?
Realistically, do we think that episode just came out of thin air? The whole premise of the episode, the critique that Aaron McGruder was making about Tyler Perry, was that he is a closeted gay Christian man who can't be out, so he uses his work as opportunities to prey on hot men who he picks from obscurity and puts them in his productions as an opportunity to sexually exploit and coerce these grateful otherwise nobodies into performing sexual favors on him. And that this agenda is often present in the roles he casts these men to play and how he has them play it, which is something Tyler Perry audiences have long taken note of. An example that comes to mind was how he shot the sex scene between Kelly Rowland and Trevante Rhodes in the very garbage movie Mea Culpa. Do we think Aaron McGruder decided to make so heavy, damning, serious, and specific of a criticism of someone as big and powerful as Tyler Perry without him knowing something we don't know? Tyler Perry used his relationship with Turner Broadcasting to get that episode pulled off air, but he ain't sue a soul for defamation. So, with that Aaron Magruder critique in mind, it's worth noting that Tyler Perry met Derek Dixon working at a studio party he was attending, struck a conversation with him where he talked about wanting to be an actor, and Tyler Perry just up and cast this man in his TV show playing a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. And that's to say nothing of the explicit ways that Tyler Perry is alleged to have tried to coerce Derek. So let's talk about those specific allegations that Derek makes. Derek claims that what started as a promise of career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show, became a place of sexual harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation when Dixon did not reciprocate Mr. Perry's unwanted advances. He alleges that on one occasion, he was urged to stay the night at Tyler Perry's house after he had too much to drink. Without pajamas, Dixon said he went to sleep in his underwear. That night, he alleges that Perry snuck into his bed and started rubbing his body around Dixon's inner thigh. Dixon says he immediately jumped out of bed, told Perry he wasn't sexual, and alleges that Perry told him to turn around so he could see him naked in his underwear. In another instance, at Perry's house, Dixon alleges Perry encouraged him to try a weight monitor in the guest bedroom, but he needed to undress for it to work. After Dixon was undressed, he alleges Perry pulled his underwear down and sexually groped his buttocks and told him to relax and to just let it happen. Dixon claimed he diffused the situation by telling Perry he couldn't do anything sexual because he was hungry. When Perry left to order food, Dixon claims he locked himself in the bathroom. Dixon also alleges that Perry repeatedly talked to him about sex and asked him about his sexual preferences. He claims he worked with the constant fear of losing his job if he did not engage Perry's sexual harassment. While it is worth reminding everyone to bear in mind that anything can be alleged in a complaint and nothing has been litigated yet to determine what is fact, along with these allegations, Derek Dixon's complaint does include evidence of text messages alleged to be from Tyler Perry that, if true, would mean he is guilty of everything Derek Dixon is suing him for.
I read the text messages between him and Derek, the guy who's filing the suit, and it is sexual harassment because there's no way my boss is gonna be texting me talking about I hate being horny. Like, whoa, what we got going on? Like, what? Like, you are my boss. Like, this is crazy. Getting in the bed with this man who is your employee and is drunk and rubbing on his thighs is crazy. Yeah, that's assault, literally assault. But what he said in the text messages was, like, he said the person who could have given you an Oscar through sex is in prison. So just continue to stick to your no. And to me, like, I was like,
I'm not doing that.
Right. Like, to me, he was giving advice to Derek saying, like, you know, you need to learn how to, like, be firm in saying no, which was good advice, but it was like, you're also like, you're having a one-sided sexual conversation with this man. Like, the text messages, the dude was not trying to engage him like that at all. And Tyler just kept going. And it was like,
It's manipulation so you could have that to say, like, obviously that's not what I intended by this kind of communication. That's not what that is, because I recognize that kind of, you could see that I recognize that as wrong. Oh, I would never do that kind of thing. So this isn't that. Like, it's a gaslight to gaslight him, but also to, in the event this war in any way public, I have a defense.
Yep.
That's Mick. That sounds like I've been doing that a while.
Thank you. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, that's some manipulative shit, because even in the text, he's like, you know, when we get on set, don't let people know that we have a friendship. I don't want people to think that you're there because of anything other than your talent, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you don't want people to ask more questions about how y'all are engaging each other. And you can, like, spin it in a way that makes it seem like you're trying to take care of him, because you know that, one, there's a power dynamic here that, like, he's going to listen to you, but two, you are very clear about the fact that, like, if this shit becomes an issue, you are trying to build some type of defense. It's the same thing with Christian Keys. Like, Christian Keys came out, didn't never actually name Tyler Perry, but we all knew it was about Tyler Perry. Yes. And it was the same story.
Yeah. I feel like one of the things that kind of makes it seem to me like it's definitely bigger too is just when you do something like that, when you say don't say anything, to me it screams there's others. And if you say something, you speak up, somebody else is gonna be like, hold on, like, wait a second, this is you too? Like, we acting like this? And, like, that's typically how those things, you know, work at a high level. It's just like, I need you to be quiet, because once you say something, that's when the dominoes start falling, and it gets kind of crazy. But that picture, though, the picture, he sent them a picture on the jet ski was crazy.
He said, you don't see that? Yes, he sent him a picture of the jet ski, and dude was like, "Nice picture." And
He was like, the water is clear, and the dude was like, and Tyler.
Tyler said, "Nice picture. You don't see that stud in that picture?" He was so mad. Like, he was pissed off that he did not compliment him about how he looked in the picture.
Clear. And Tyler was like, like, you gonna give me my flowers.
You gonna give me my compliments. You gonna compliment me. That's a stud.
In one message, Perry allegedly stated, "What is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy?" When Dixon told him that he wasn't into sex, Perry allegedly texted him, "I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon," according to the complaint. Perry allegedly also texted, "I haven't been touched in months." And before we go, let's just talk about the $260 million Derek Dixon is requesting, since I know people have strong thoughts about that.
However, the text messages didn't give 260 mil worth of, like, and obviously we don't, like, there may be more, like, to it than just the texts, but the texts were definitely like, you definitely sexually harassed that man. Like, that was clear as day. There's no reason why these text messages should be happening with your employee.
They probably, first of all, let me just say this as a lawyer, I have gotten over, I try not to give lawyers shit, like, you know what I mean? Do your thing. But I don't really love this culture of fighting cases by shaming people publicly, like, because that's what it is. The tactic is, let's settle. You know what I mean? Meet my demands privately, or I'm going to make a spectacle, an embarrassing spectacle of you in the public. Like, it doesn't matter whether or not it's true. It doesn't matter. People just need salaciousness. That doesn't matter. And that's a lot of how, like, the legal case played out and shit too. A lot of it is just salacious. How do we get you know what I mean? The internet talking and it has no bearing. Can you put whatever the you want in a complaint? So I imagine the 260 mil and the, like, de minimis, like, not putting a bunch of horrible things is like to get them back to the table. Like, hey, let's privately deal with this and just quietly, you know what I mean, throw this away. That's why I feel like it is. Let me put this wild amount out there. And put a little bit of something that's not too embarrassing or whatever. You could dismiss it to see if you come talk.
It was definitely for the internet. I mean, I just kind of hearing about some of the things they put in there. Like, they equated him to Harvey Weinstein and Diddy. Like, they put, like, other, like, salacious names in the complaint. Once you start doing that, like,
it's for the internet.
You're doing it for show. You're doing it for show. Like, it's a spectacle.
These are all still allegations, and I understand the desire to want to give Tyler Perry extra grace, so I do not begrudge anyone wanting to wait to form an opinion. That's fine. But I do think it would be a mistake to jump out the window, swearing up and down the lawsuit is baseless, or that this boy is just trying to get a payday and all that. We can love Tyler Perry and at least allow space for us to critically analyze the situation at hand. That's my 2 cents for now. If you want a real deep dive of all 46 pages of the lawsuit, I suggest you slide on over to Herbie Revalis' Patreon for his video breaking it all down. Stop what you're doing and listen up. You just watched a video on one of my channels, but the Illuminati-verse is huge, and I want to tell you what everything is and how to find it. The Illuminati-verse has 6 channels. On the YouTube homepage of any one of those channels, every single channel in the Illuminati-verse is featured at the bottom of the page, so you can always easily find them. Okay, remember I said that. Don't say I ain't tell you how to find it. Subscribe to my main channel, Illuminati, to find my Illuminati productions, which are my long form video essays and also all of my backlog of content. Subscribe to my second love child, Illuminati Pop, for my weekly video essays analyzing my favorite TV and movie shows and characters. Illuminati Pop also has its own Patreon where you get all of those videos uncensored. Subscribe to my channel, Olay and Friends, for my podcast, Olay and Friends. New episodes of Olay and Friends come out every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe to Olay and Chill for new episodes of my podcast, Olay and Chill, every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And also, both Olay and Friends and Olay and Chill are both available on streaming platforms like Spotify. Subscribe to Illuminati Bites if you want my takes, but you don't have an hour to spend. Subscribe to Illuminati Politics for my political analysis and my State of the Union type addresses on my show O Squared. And last but not least, subscribe to my Substack Illuminati for my written work.